In the world of sports, greatness is defined not just by records, but by the indelible mark left on history, the relentless pursuit of perfection, and the ability to inspire generations. Today, we celebrate the 20 greatest sportsmen of all time, athletes who have pushed boundaries, redefined excellence, and become legends in their respective fields. From the courts to the tracks, from the arenas to the fields, these men have shaped the very fabric of sports. 1. Michael Jordan. Jordan is often regarded as the greatest basketball player of all time, known for his competitiveness, skill, and ability to perform in clutch moments. His Air Jordan brand revolutionized the sports market, and he became an icon in fashion, business, and pop culture. When arguing who the GOAT of the NBA is, like the Ronaldo-Messi debate, it is often a toss-up between LeBron James and Michael Jordan. Whilst James has the longevity and the individual accolades and records, Jordan was the star of the 1990s, and virtually single-handedly led the Chicago Bulls to 6 NBA championships in 6 finals appearances, their only 6 titles in franchise history to date, whilst going back-to-back twice. Jordan had a different flair to his game, and his role in creating one of the league's most successful dynasties cannot be understated. As such, whilst also being the Bulls' greatest ever player, he holds some leverage over James as being the greatest basketball player of all time due to having won more titles, at least with older fans anyway. Nonetheless, there is little argument that he is one of the greatest athletes of all time due to the impact he had on culture and society outside of basketball with his Jordan brand, one of the largest and most recognizable sneaker brands of all time. 2. Muhammad Ali. Ali is known for his mastery inside the ring and his bold, larger-than-life persona, both of which helped change the world of boxing. Ali became an icon of civil rights, social justice, and global peace, transcending sports and becoming a worldwide symbol. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Those famous words of Muhammad Ali are etched into the minds of many all over the world, even those without boxing knowledge or interest. That is just a testament to how influential he was as a worldwide symbol, though they did refer to how he moved around the ring, eloquently but ready to strike when his opponents least expected. In his sporting career, Ali took to the ring 61 times professionally, winning 56 of those contests, 36 of which he won via knockout. He would finish his career having won an Olympic gold medal, and was a 3-time heavyweight champion of the world, and, thus, is widely viewed as the greatest boxer of all time. 3. Pelé. Pelé is regarded as one of the greatest footballers ever, playing a pivotal role in globalizing the sport. His fame helped elevate football into a global phenomenon, and he remains a beloved figure worldwide. Some argue that Pelé was perhaps the greatest player to ever step out onto a football pitch, having scored 1,279 goals in 1,363 games, but others argue that he played against lesser competition, playing the majority of his career in Brazil before flying to the United States in his twilight years. Despite this argument, he remains the only player to ever win 3 World Cups, and was instrumental in Brazil's run to the 1958 victory, scoring in the quarter-finals, a hat-trick in the semi-finals, and a brace in the final, all at the age of just 17 years old. 4. Usain Bolt. Bolt redefined sprinting and became the face of athletics worldwide. His charismatic personality and unbeatable speed made him an icon of global sports. Usain Bolt is the fastest man in history, based on his world record 100 meters and 200 meters sprint times anyway, where he registered a time of 9.58 and 19.19 seconds, respectively. The Jamaican sprinter was the poster boy of the 2008 Beijing, 2012 London and 2016 Rio de Janeiro Summer Olympics, where he became a triple Olympic champion in both the 100 meters and 200 meters individual events, whilst he also helped Jamaica claim gold in the 4x100 meters relay in 2012 and 2016. Bolt had been part of the team that won that event in 2008, but the entire team was stripped of the medal after his teammate tested positive for doping. Nonetheless, that does not detract from his sporting achievements, and has barely tainted his legacy, if at all. 5. Tiger Woods. Woods is credited with revitalizing golf, bringing new fans and commercializing the sport. Beyond his golfing achievements, Tiger became a global icon in sports and business. Tiger Woods burst onto the scene of the Masters as a teenager at 19 years old, and it would take him just 2 years later to win the tournament, making him the youngest ever winner. He would quickly ascend to world number 1 in virtually no time at all, and attracted a celebrity status that no other golfer ever had before. As of the beginning of 2025, Woods has 82 PGA Tour wins, 5 Masters wins, 4 PGA Championships, 3 US Opens and 3 Open Championships, with him still playing at the age of 49. 6. Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo's remarkable consistency and athleticism over multiple decades have solidified him as one of the greatest ever. His worldwide appeal has made him one of the most recognizable athletes in any sport, with massive influence beyond football. Cristiano Ronaldo has won 33 individual awards throughout his footballing career, second only to that of his longtime rival Lionel Messi, 53. Widely hailed as one of the greatest players of all time, Ronaldo has amassed over 900 career goals for club and country, winning a further 33 trophies, including the 2016 European Championship and 5 Champions Leagues, making him one of the most decorated of all time. 7. LeBron James. LeBron's combination of basketball IQ, physicality, and leadership has defined his career as one of the best in NBA history. Off the court, LeBron has used his platform for activism, social justice, and philanthropy, making him a global role model. What LeBron James has accomplished in his professional basketball career is insurmountable and scarcely hard to believe. Entering the NBA in 2003 with what felt like the weight of the world of expectation on his shoulders, the kid from Akron, Ohio would send shockwaves around the league from his rookie season with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now 40 years old, and playing in his 22nd season, the 20-time All-Star is still putting up unprecedented numbers in scoring, rebounding and assists, and is coming off the back of a 2024 summer which resulted in Olympic gold medal glory. With 4 championships, 4 MVPs and an NBA Cup to his name, he is now recognized as the NBA's all-time leading scorer, and has even taken to the court with his son, Bronny James, in what is a league first. 8. Wayne Gretzky. Often called the Great One, Gretzky's brilliance on the ice transformed the game of hockey. He is widely credited with raising the profile of hockey in North America and globally, becoming a cultural icon in the process. Despite hanging up his skates in 1999, Wayne Gretzky is still considered one of the greatest ice hockey players to ever step out onto the rink, and is the only player to have seen his iconic number 99 jersey retired across the entire league. The Hall of Famer spent most of his career with the Edmonton Oilers before spells with the Los Angeles Kings, St. Louis Blues and New York Rangers. But his scoring record of 894 NHL goals has stood on its own since his retirement, and it never looked as though it would be broken. However, Washington Capitals star Alex Ovechkin is fast closing in on the record, and could yet break it before the 2024-25 season comes to a conclusion, which could well spark a debate about whom the ice hockey GOAT is. 9. Jack Nicklaus. Nicklaus is often regarded as the greatest golfer of all time, with a career marked by consistency and success in major tournaments. Nicklaus helped popularize golf and remains an influential figure in the sport, through his course designs and charitable efforts. Jack Nicklaus is the first of 2 golf legends to make their way onto this list and is the most decorated golfer in the sport's history, having won a record 18 majors during his 73 PGA Tour wins. 6 of those wins came from the Masters. He also won 5 PGA Championships, 4 US Opens and 4 Opens. Out on the course from the 1960s through to the mid-1980s, he was widely known for his consistent performances, but once his playing career was all wrapped up, he went on to become a course designer, forming his own company, Nicklaus Design, which is now one of the largest and most recognizable across the globe. 10. Babe Ruth. Ruth transformed baseball with his home run hitting ability and charismatic personality. He became a cultural icon of the early 20th century, symbolizing the American spirit and the golden age of baseball. Babe Ruth is one of the most recognizable names in all of baseball, despite having tragically passed away over 75 years ago at the tender age of 53. Playing in Major League Baseball for 22 years from 1914 to 1935 for both the Boston Red Sox and New York Yankees, the Hall of Famer ended his career with 714 home runs, 2,873 hits and 2,214 RBIs. 11. Kareem AbdulJabbar. Abdul-Jabbar's mastery of the skyhook and his longevity made him one of the best basketball players in history. Known for his activism and social justice efforts, Kareem also became a prominent figure in cultural and educational fields. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar spent 20 seasons plying his trade in the NBA, in which he played for the Milwaukee Bucks and the Lakers, winning a total of 6 championships to go with his 6 regular season MVPs and 2 finals MVPs. The 19-time All-Star was in his prime during the 1970s and into the 1980s, where he was part of the Showtime Lakers, which dominated the league as one of the greatest dynasties to grace the sport. Hanging up his sneakers for good in 1989, the top 3 Laker of all time ended his career as the league's all-time leading scorer, amassing 38,387 points, a record which would stand until 2023. 12. Manny Pacquiao. Pacquiao's remarkable ability to compete across weight classes has earned him a spot among the best boxers ever. Pacquiao's success in the ring and his political career in the Philippines made him a national hero and global icon. Manny Pacquiao's 62 wins, 39 from knockouts, from 72 total bouts sees him recognized as the most decorated boxer of all time, and is also the only 8-division world champion the sport has ever had. Having won the welterweight world title in 2019 at the age of 40, he became the only boxer to have ever held world championships across 4 separate decades, from the 1990s all the way through to the 2020s. 13. Michael Phelps. Phelps is the most decorated Olympian of all time, dominating his sport across 5 Olympics. His record-breaking career made him a global ambassador for the Olympics and swimming, inspiring generations of athletes. Michael Phelps is indeed still the most decorated Olympian of all time, having won 28 medals, 23 of which were gold in his stellar career in the pool. This has seen AI also rank him number 1 overall in its estimation of the greatest Olympic athletes in history, having been on center stage at 5 Olympic Games between 2000 and 2016. He didn't just perform on the biggest stage for his sport though. He was consistently consistent, and as such, won the American Swimmer of the Year award 11 times, and the World Swimmer of the Year award 8 times, something no other swimmer has yet achieved. 14. Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton is widely regarded as one of the greatest F1 drivers ever, with an unmatched combination of consistency and skill. Beyond racing, Hamilton has used his platform to advocate for racial equality and environmental causes, becoming a significant cultural figure. Tied with Michael Schumacher for the most Formula One world championships of all time. 7. Sir Lewis Hamilton is also the holder of a plethora of other records, including the most race wins, most pole positions, and most podiums. But having made the switch from Mercedes to Ferrari for the 2025 season, Hamilton is on the prowl for his 8th world title, as he seeks to build upon his 105 wins, 202 podiums and 104 poles in the sport. 15. Roger Federer. Federer is known for his elegant playing style and sustained dominance over a career that spanned nearly 2 decades. Federer's influence extended beyond tennis, as he became a global ambassador for the sport and a figure in the worlds of fashion and business. There is an argument to be made that Roger Federer could be the greatest male tennis player of all time, being just one of 3 players to win 20 or more Grand Slam titles. Having won Wimbledon 8 times in his career, the Swiss pro holds the record for most men's singles titles won on the iconic British grass. Furthermore, in over 1,500 professional matches, he ended his career having won 82% of them, showcasing that he is truly one of a kind. 16. Alain Prost. Prost is regarded as one of the best and most consistent drivers in F1 history, known for his intelligence and racecraft. Prost's success in Formula One and his rivalry with Ayrton Senna made him an iconic figure in motorsport. Alain Prost was in the era of Formula One which was full of stars, such as Ayrton Senna, Nigel Mansell, and Nelson Piquet. Altogether, they were known as the Gang of Four, a term coined when they were all competing for the 1986 title, which went down to the very final race of the season. The Frenchman would be the eventual winner, winning by just 2 points from Mansell in second. Prost had a decorated career in which he won 4 World Drivers' Championships, securing 51 wins from 199 race appearances, 106 podiums and 33 pole positions, and finished his career as one of the greatest European drivers in the sport's history. 17. Jim Brown. Jim Brown dominated the NFL in the 1950s and 1960s and is regarded as one of the best players to ever play the sport. Brown's impact on civil rights and his influence off the field helped shape American sports and culture. It comes as somewhat of a surprise to see Jim Brown as the only representative of the NFL on this list when you have the likes of Tom Brady, who won 7 Super Bowl rings, omitted. Nonetheless, Brown finished his 9-season career making it to the Pro Bowl on all 9 occasions, winning the MVP award 3 times as a running back, virtually unheard of nowadays with the award dominated by quarterbacks, and winning an NFL championship in 1964 with the Cleveland Browns. He also led the league in rushing in 8 of his 9 seasons, showcasing just how dominant he was, not only in his position, but in the sport at the time. 18. Zinedine Zidane. Zidane's elegance and skill on the ball, along with his leadership, made him one of the greatest midfielders in football history. Zidane is revered not only as a player but as a manager, becoming one of the most influential figures in football globally. Zinedine Zidane is one of the most technically gifted footballers of all time, and showcased effortless skill and technique from central midfield, spending the majority of his career with both Juventus and Real Madrid. Winning 11 club trophies and the 1998 World Cup with France, Zidane finished his career having found the back of the net 156 times, 2 of which came in the 1998 World Cup final against Brazil. However, he is perhaps remembered more for his outburst in the 2006 final, where, in his last ever professional game, he was brandished with a red card after a headbutt on Italy's Marco Materazzi. 19. Bjorn Borg. Borg's dominance on the tennis court, especially at Wimbledon, helped elevate the prestige of the sport during the 1970s. Borg's calm demeanor and intense rivalry with John McEnroe brought tennis into the mainstream, and his image remains iconic. There is little uncertainty that Bjorn Borg is one of the greatest male tennis players of all time. However, for him to be one of 2 tennis stars to feature on this list, and the likes of Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic both omitted, seems unjust. The Swede would win 11 Grand Slam titles, 6 at the French Open and 5 at Wimbledon, over the course of his career, but there could have been so many more, with him retiring at 26 years old, which was arguably at the start of his prime. He later stated that he wanted a life away from the sport due to the attention he received, and that he no longer had the desire to practice and compete every day. 20. Shaquille O'Neal. O'Neal was one of the most dominant centers in NBA history, both offensively and defensively, with a unique blend of size, strength, and agility. Shaq became an entertainer, businessman, and cultural figure with widespread influence outside of basketball. Shaquille O'Neal was a monster athlete in the NBA in the 1990s and 2000s. Standing at 7'1" and weighing 325 pounds, the first overall pick in the 1992 draft went on to win 4 NBA titles, 3 Finals MVP awards and 1 regular season MVP award, and in the 1999-00 season, he did all 3 at once. O'Neal also has the 10th most playoff wins of all time with 129 in his career, saw his jersey retired by 3 different teams, Los Angeles Lakers, Miami Heat and Orlando Magic, and was inducted into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame in 2016.